This next story is not unusual. That's unfortunate. A teacher at a middle school has been arrested for having sex with one of her students. The teacher is 33-year-old Amy Beck. She's a teacher at David Starr Jordan Middle School in Burbank. She's charged with 5 counts of unlawful sex with a person under 16. Prosecutors asked that bail be set at $175,000. Now, if convicted, Beck faces up to 7 years in prison. Please keep in mind, she was actually overcome with guilt, surrendered to police, and then was arrested. But David, 7 years. Does that punishment fit this crime?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I'm always fascinated by these Letourneau cases, as we call them. You know, when the victim is a male and the teacher is a female. I mean, I think that we tend to get really upset when a male teacher preys on a female student. And let's bear in mind, he was 14 years old. That's kind of young. But nevertheless, these kind of cases always fascinate me. And, you know, well, I'm just wondering, is he really a victim? You know, I just want to know a little bit more about this. And she did turn herself in and she resigned her job. I'm not saying it's not a crime.
14.
But 7 years? I mean,
but is he really a victim,
here?
David? Come on. He's 14 years old. You don't think he's a victim?
I'm not saying he's not a victim, but I'm just saying that, you know what? He is the hero to all of his friends at school, and you and I both know it.
Oh, I'm not going to claim that one. And we're not talking about the victim here. We're talking about a 33-year-old woman who had sex with a 14-year-old boy. That's what we're talking about.
You're right. That's a crime. And you're right, and that is a crime. I'm just not sure that 7 years. I mean, I need to know more about the circumstances of this, you know, and we just don't know a lot of the details yet.
I get it.
You know,
What could the circumstances be?
I'm pretty black on white on this one. You know, she's 33, he's 14. Put her away. And she should never be allowed to get in front of kids again. I consider that, in my opinion, that's pedophilia.
I think she shouldn't be teaching. I mean, clearly she should have her license gained.
No, she's done. She's got to be done. That's not even an issue. No one's going to hire her to teach again, and I guess it's safe to say that she came forward and she was overcome with guilt. Okay, that's fine. But, Megan, you're talking about it's black and white. 7 years, is that enough for this, do you think?
Well, you know, lenient, it's a really interesting question. Is 7 years enough? Is 5 years enough? I mean, who really knows? Yeah, I do give her credit for coming forward and taking responsibility for disgusting actions. All right, but the punishment has to fit the crime. And that's only going to be decided by a judge. Now, if the 7 years, no one should be set an example of, but this has got to be nipped in the bud. Like you said, it's happening every, 2 or 3 times a year. That's 2 or 3 times a year too much.
All right, let's move on to our last topic. We're a little short on time here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus is back. It's the second coming, and he's gay. Santa Ana's Church of the Foothills is bringing back Corpus Christi, the controversial play by Terrence McNally that depicts Jesus as a gay man living in present-day Corpus Christi, Texas. Now, what has some people scratching their heads, the return performance is on Easter Sunday. Megan, how do you think the people in conservative Orange County are going to react to gay Jesus on Easter?
You know, there's going to be a reaction, of course, but, it's a private church. They can, portray Jesus in whatever manner that they wish. I'm sure that there's going to be some sort of uproar. They were expecting an uproar last year. It was kind of just a very small fizzle. So, we'll see. My whole question is why? Like, I guess they're trying to spark some controversy, some name recognition. Maybe South Park will get a hold of it. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
David?
Well, it's no coincidence why they're doing it on Easter, because it gets them on TV shows like The Filter, I mean, and I'd like to point out, too, that, by the way, this show has been packed, okay? Packed. So that's why they're doing this. They brought it back on Easter, and next they'll bring it back on Christmas.
All right.
Don't give them any ideas, David.
Right. Hey, this was great tonight. I really appreciate you guys doing it. Megan, it's great to have you on the program.
Thanks,
welcome
Fred.
again. And David, terrific job as always. Okay.
Thanks, David.
We'll talk to you guys soon.